Hey, welcome back to another screenplay tutorial video on lead writing services. In this tutorial video, I'm going to talk about how to put emphasis on certain elements of an action scene. Now, don't be confused by action, because action just means the description of the scene or the slug line. For example, this is a slug line right here. And as you can see, I'm on the action line now, the element called action. The front door opens, that's an element of the action. However, it doesn't necessarily mean there's action, like a fight or someone shooting or someone jumping off a cliff, not that kind of action. It doesn't have to be that kind of action. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. It just means what's happening in the scene. It could be somebody walking. It could be someone holding hands with somebody. It could be anything. So don't let the word action confuse you. Alright, so what we're going to talk about is how to put emphasis on certain elements in the action. Now, why would you want to put emphasis on something? Basically, if something big is going on, like someone gets shot, someone shoots, someone punches, a new character is introduced, things like that you'd want to emphasize because it's striking to the audience. The audience is not seeing it before, or they're not expecting it. It's something different. So let me show you an example. Okay, well, let's say we're starting this script, fade in, Brian's house, front door opens, a man, Brian, capital letters, 21 to indicate his age, looking tired and sluggish, steps out onto the front porch. You don't have to emphasize front porch necessarily. If you really want to, you could put front porch here, and then just take away front porch there. You could do it that way, whatever. The front door opens, a man, Brian, 21, looks tired and angry, steps out. He sees, or let me say, a dirty newspaper rests on the front lawn. Or he sees dirty newspaper. So a newspaper is a new element of the scene. So we want to emphasize that. We put capital letters. So we got Brian, we got the newspaper. Now, let's say there's a psychotic mailman who wants to kill Brian. So what do we do here? He sees as Brian walks toward the newspaper, a mailman watches him from the sidewalk. So we capitalize mailman because he's a new character that's being introduced. A mailman. The mailman pulls out a gun, or I'll say pistol, from his waist holster. He points it at Brian and shoots the gun, or the pistol. Or you say then shoots, like that. So what do we got here? The front door opens, a man, Brian, emphasized, looking tired and sluggish, steps out. He sees a dirty newspaper, emphasized, resting on the front lawn. As Brian walks toward the newspaper, we don't have to emphasize it again because it's already been introduced. A mailman watches him from the sidewalk, so we emphasize mailman. The mailman pulls out a pistol from his waist holster. He points it at Brian, then shoots the pistol. So what do we have here? We have Brian, newspaper, mailman, pistol, shoots. You see, we can look at this whole set of text here and get an idea of what's happening without having to read every sentence. So because we can just look at all the capitalized words, we can see Brian, newspaper, mailman, pistol, shoots. See? We can pretty much figure out what's happening just by looking at those 5 words. We don't have to look at anything else. This is good if you're just skimming through a script, or you just need to be reminded of what's happening in a particular scene without having to read every paragraph. It's nice to have that emphasis there on those words, so you can already figure out what's going on. You know, that's all that really is. You don't have to get too carried away with it, or don't worry about it too much. However, it's nice to do that because it's, you know, it's good for the reader. The reader will have a better understanding, a faster understanding of what's happening in the scene. All right. That's just a brief explanation. I could have probably done a better job explaining it. I'm a little tired right now, so I'm just winging it. Anyway, it's good to be back making these tutorial videos. This is basically the gist of emphasis in the action element section of a screenplay. Okay. So, subscribe. Thank you again. We have over 900 subscribers right now. That's really awesome. Let's get to 1,000, alright? We're almost there. Like, comment, share, favorite, subscribe, whatever else there is to do. Please do it. Alright, thanks.